Survival on Purpose coverage of the 2022 SHOT Show is sponsored by Hog Holsters. Every Hog Holster is individually handcrafted in Arizona using 100% made in the USA components, down to the screws. Use code Survival on Purpose at checkout to save 10% on all orders over $30. Hog Holsters, helping Americans wear guns.
Sat a little bit forward. I was able to take it apart and move it to where it's comfortable for me.
Yes.
Just completely.
Welcome back to Survival on Purpose coverage of the 2022 SHOT Show. I'm here with Peter from one of my favorite companies, Midwest Industries. Peter, thanks for taking a minute to reshoot a video, because we shot the video yesterday, and you know, stuff happens at SHOT Show, and I had some bad audio, so I got a backup microphone. We're here again to start over, and so it's usually better the second time anyway.
Yeah,
so,
we're going to get this perfect this time, right?
So that's right. So if Midwest Industries, if you don't remember, then I've got two Midwest Industries firearms right now. My son Luke asked me what kind of gun to buy. I said buy Midwest. They are absolutely rock solid, great company, made in the USA. In where are they made?
Made in Wisconsin.
In Wisconsin.
Yep.
So, and they don't just sell firearms. They sell firearms parts, you know, firearms tools. They sell all kinds of cool stuff. I can tell you that my latest Midwest AR has the absolute best trigger of any. It's like your upgraded trigger, whatever it is. It's the best trigger of any AR I've ever. And I pull a bunch of triggers and press a bunch of triggers. It shows like this. It's the best ones I've ever felt. Man,
I appreciate that. Yeah, we've got a 3.5 pound trigger, both a curved and a flat version of it. So
it's just crisp, you know. It's just
crisp,
perfect.
no over travel, which is nice. Nice reset, all that. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So
yeah, it's very important to us.
So, how did the company get started?
Yeah, so 19 years ago, this company was started by Troy Storch and some other people, Wendy Apps, a few names, but they started at a background in machining. So tool and die maker, likes guns. It kind of came into a gun manufacturing company, and that's what we are. We're a machining company that makes gun parts. That's all we make. All kinds of different stuff. Lots of different platforms. We like to shoot. We like to put accessories on guns, so we find guns that we like to shoot and make accessories for them.
So what I think is really cool is like, and I'm not knocking anybody that wears ties, but a lot of times you go to these different gun companies and you see a bunch of people with suits on that obviously probably don't even shoot guns. Everybody involved in the Midwest is a shooter.
That's true.
You guys,
Yep.
You guys know what. So that gives you that background of knowing what works and what doesn't work.
Right. Yep. We take time out of basically almost every year to go take training classes and all that kind of stuff and get out there and actually use the gear that we make. We don't just make it and put it on the internet and try to sell it kind of thing. So, Yep, that's absolutely true.
So instead of me just standing here gushing like a fanboy, because I am, let's take a look. First of all, you got some tools here, right? These are
absolutely.
really cool tools.
Yep. Again, made in USA kind of thing. An armor's wrench, lots of different features on here, and you got them all spelled out on the back of here for you guys. But castle nuts, barrel nuts, GI barrel nuts. Half-inch drives on both sides, so you can get your torque wrench on there and your driver on there and all that good stuff. So, yep, try to think of everything. It's got a muzzle, drive for muzzle devices, and we thinned it out.
That is really cool.
So that you can put on your silencers and stuff like that, where they sometimes have the real thin flats and it's hard to get a wrench on there. Ours works. So, try to think of that. And then when it comes to building your lower, made a tool for that too. So we got a fixture. You set your lower in here. You're not going to break the ears off. That's always a concern when you're putting a trigger guard in. Keeps it nice and sturdy. Work on your gun. Put this part in the vise. Put your gun on here. Work on that part. And then on the other side that you can't see here is a fixture that holds your gas block. If you ever put those roll pins, to put your gas tube in there, it's always trying to turn on you. Now it doesn't. That kind of thing. So
if you're building an AR, you need these tools.
Good tools. They really, really are. Yep.
And again, made in the USA.
We build ARs, so we know what you need to build an AR.
There you go. Yeah.
That's the reality.
Yeah.
So, yep.
So you mean you don't have a factory in China for people that never touched a gun making gun stuff?
Boy, is that scary, isn't it? Yeah, no. We are we're a smaller rifle line company. Our guns are definitely not the bigger part of the company as the accessories are.
Right.
But our guns are built one at a time. One guy, his name's on that gun. Like when it's done, that serial number, we know who built that gun. So
so there's not like you do this part. One guy does one thing and one guy got like an assembly line.
Right. Yeah.
It's not a Henry Ford process.
This is not. Nope. Not for us. It's a one gun, one gunsmith kind of attitude.
That's pretty cool. I think for me, that's the way they used to make them, and that's the best way to get quality, because you know there's no like, oh, did this guy do this, or why did he do this, or whatever, you know.
Yeah, or did that get skipped or whatever.
Right.
And also, every single gun we make and every single upper, if you buy an upper from us, it's been test fired. We test fire every single one, not in batches.
Really?
So, yep, that's very important to us. You know, we want to make sure that we know when it leaves our facility, it functions.
Yeah, that's really cool. So, what's your biggest, probably your most popular item of everything?
I mean,
you sell?
AR handguards are definitely our biggest, you know, or air accessories, stuff like that, our sights, things like that. And we make a few different ones, but let's grab this one right here real quick. Combat rail, you know, very, very popular. Sockets to plug in your sling, both sides, M-lock slots, continuous rail, you know, able to mount our iron sights on here. Combat sights are also real popular. You can hear that real positive click. There's no doubt about it. But there's no buttons to push or anything like that.
I've got Midwest. I got these sights on every. We'll call it. What do they call them? Modern sporting rifles now. Every black rifle I own has got these on. They're just rock solid, like you said. There's positive, and these rails are so thin and sexy. They're just so cool.
So, yep, we make it with that top rail. We also make a version that does not have this continuous top rail.
Yeah.
It starts with rail, then it goes to a section of M-lock on top, and then goes back to a rail so you can put your sight on there.
Yep.
That way, if you're our shooter that puts your hand over the top, you're not having to grab any rail.
I didn't know that. That's nice. A good idea. Yeah.
Yep.
So, very cool. So,
awesome.
So you make scope mounts? Oh, quick! I got a QD scope mount on my 308 Midwest QD, and like take it off for shipping, you know, travel or whatever. Put it back on, it goes back to zero.
Return to zero. Absolutely.
That's pretty good.
Make quick release and non-quick release optic mounts, light mounts, all that kind of stuff. We do that. I'm gonna grab one more gun here, quick.
Yeah, this is the one we looked at yesterday.
Yeah, we did actually. Yep.
Yeah.
So this is our Night Fighter handguard. Real similar to that combat rail, but a little bit different engineering in here.
Yep.
Longer barrel nut and some different material in different places. What that does is it allows us to have a handguard that has basically no flex to it. So when you are hanging heavier accessories, you know, lasers, lights, things like that, you're not having them droop that. You're having it stay stiff so you can keep a solid zero. This was designed and tested by guys who shoot at night all the time. Like that is what they do for a living. So that's
this has also got the riser mount for the red dot that lets you see through and use your sights.
Yep, you can look through it up higher. So if you are wearing, you know, nods, or if you've got on big hearing protection and you have a hard time getting your face that low on the gun, that more heads up type shooting, it's designed for that kind of shooting. So absolutely.
Very cool.
Yep, thanks.
Yeah, I want me some of them nods, but you know, you got to have a little cash for the nods.
Yeah, most of the people that are buying those are buying them because they need them, I think.
Yeah.
You know? It is, but night shooting, you know, I remind people all the time, it's dark half the time, so.
There you go. I think my friend James Yeager says that's the only superpower you can buy. That's seeing in the dark.
You know, Yeager's not wrong. That's true.
That's true. So
that's true.
Well, Peter, thanks so much for taking time to reshoot this video with us.
My pleasure.
And I'm telling you, I know I sound like a fanboy, but if somebody asks me what kind of AR to buy, they're going to be told Midwest Industries, because they are just rock solid, man. And the values there, they are, I consider, a really high-end gun. It may be a mid-range price. I mean, so, and they're just, I can say this. So, you know, I went to Thunder Ranch last year. I was honored to be able to do that. And I took my 11.5-inch Midwest AR pistol through the fighting tactical rifle with James Yeager and Clint Smith, and flawless performance, flawless. I mean, like zero malfunctions. And this is 11.5-inch barrel. I was hitting targets at 300 yards with it.
Oh yeah, they're very capable.
That's just the 200 I was dead on. The 300 I wasn't quite as accurate, but I was hitting them.
It's a learning curve too.
Yeah, that's right. Especially with just a red dot, you know,
right.
Like a 2-minute dot. So, well, Peter, again, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching Survival on Purpose coverage of 2022 SHOT Show. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.